My beloved child. Stay right where you are. Don't move, don't scroll, don't let your thoughts wander. Something sacred is happening around you right now. Something heaven planned before you ever spoke your first word. Archangel Michael is standing close, his wings wide like living light. His eyes burn with divine fire, not of anger but of protection. He's been watching your path, guarding your name, and now his voice echoes through the realms. It's time. Heaven is calling your name louder than ever before. This isn't coincidence. You didn't stumble into this moment, you were led here. Every step, every pain, every delay has brought you to this exact breath. Don't think you're too late. Don't believe you missed your chance. God's hand hasn't left you. It's reaching toward you again, asking you to hold on for just a little longer. Can you feel the air shifting? That pressure in your chest isn't fear, it's alignment. It's the vibration of heaven touching your soul. There's a glow forming around you, invisible to eyes but real in the spirit. Every heartbeat right now sends a signal upward, a signal of faith, of readiness, of surrender. Archangel Michael stands at the gate of your destiny. Behind him, the light of divine mercy spreads like fire across eternity. He lifts his sword, and in that flame your name shines, bright, unshakable, unforgotten. The angels whisper softly, "This one stayed. This one listened." My beloved child, heaven has seen the battles you fought in silence. The nights when you wanted to give up but didn't. The tears that nobody else saw, every one of them became a seed. And now those seeds are breaking open, releasing new light into your life. You've come through storms that were never meant to destroy you, only to refine your spirit. You're standing at the border of transformation, where pain turns into peace and fear into clarity. Right now, as you listen, heaven is writing again. With golden ink, on a fresh pages, your name at the top. This is your moment of divine rewrite. Everything that tried to erase you will now witness your rising. Every closed door is trembling because heaven has touched its handle. Every delay that felt endless is folding under divine order. So don't move. Don't doubt. You are standing in the very center of your miracle's beginning. Archangel Michael's voice cuts through the noise around you, firm, radiant, full of love. This one belongs to light. My beloved child, you are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being rewritten in glory. The divine current moving through you right now is cleansing every trace of failure, shame, and confusion. Heaven doesn't remember your losses, it only remembers your endurance. God saw how you kept believing when nothing made sense. He saw you whisper prayers when your voice shook. He saw the strength you didn't know you had, and that strength became your calling card in heaven. Stay, don't rush this moment. Let the stillness wrap around you like gentle fire. The light around you is learning your rhythm again, and soon, it will never fade. You are crossing into divine timing, where nothing is missing and nothing is wasted. The air is alive with angelic movement. Michael's sword glows brighter, marking the start of your restoration. Heaven whispers one phrase over your life. The countdown has begun. Not to the end, but to the beginning. This is the moment the old season collapses and the new one breathes its first breath. You are seen. You are chosen. You are rising. Stay right here, beloved. Feel the peace in your heart, that's not calm by accident. That's heaven, confirming your alignment. Every second you remain in this awareness, the connection grows stronger. This is not the end of your story. It's the divine announcement that your story still matters. My beloved child, breathe slowly. The air you feel moving through you is not ordinary. It carries the rhythm of heaven's clock, a soft pulse counting backward from eternity. The numbers are not warnings, they are invitations. Every beat whispers, something holy is aligning. You are standing on sacred ground, though your feet may not know it yet. The space around you is shifting, light drawing near, silence deepening. Stay still, Heaven is moving closer. Before heaven begins to count, everything pauses. The wind stills, the stars seem to lean closer, and the unseen world holds its breath. You are standing at the edge of something holy, the thin place where eternity bends close to time. Do you feel it? That hum beneath your heartbeat isn't fear, it's the sound of heaven remembering your name. Every angel is awake. Every whisper that ever carried your prayer now gathers around you, forming a circle of quiet fire. The silence here isn't empty, it's full, waiting, alive with purpose. Heaven is not rushing you, it is preparing you. This is the breath before the beginning. The inhale before light moves. Breathe, beloved. When the first number is spoken, creation will listen, and now, the rhythm of alignment begins. 10. The light above you expands, touching everything you once thought was lost. Old memories fade, not erased but healed. Heaven doesn't forget what shaped you, it transforms. 9. Archangel Michael stands closer now, his sword lowered but alive with gold fire. He looks into you, not at you, reading the parts of your heart that words could never explain. Heaven knows how hard it was to hold faith when silence was louder than prayer. 8. A calm wind passes through your soul. It carries your name like a song sung quietly between worlds. Every time you almost gave up, that melody kept you standing. 7. The shadows that try to follow you grow faint. They cannot breathe where light thickens. You are stepping beyond what tried to define you by pain. 6. The angels write again. Not judgment, restoration. Lines of mercy forming bridges where you once saw endings. Each number is not counting you down to loss, it's lifting you toward revelation. The closer you come to one, the clearer you become. 5. You may feel warmth in your chest, don't fear it. It is the touch of divine order melting the armor of doubt. 4. Doors you thought were locked begin to breathe open. This is not coincidence, this is coordination from above. 3. Archangel Michael's voice rolls like soft thunder, hold your ground. The light is almost here. You are stronger than you know, not because of what you've done, but because heaven decided your story will not end unfinished. 2. Everything slows. Even time bows for a moment as your spirit finds its place again. This is the second before alignment, the breath before restoration touches earth. 1. Silence. A silence that glows. In that stillness, heaven rewrites your name in gold fire. The countdown doesn't end, it becomes a heartbeat. Your heartbeat, the rhythm of a life now synchronized with divine intention. Listen. This isn't a warning anymore, it's a witness. The light around you is now permanent, anchored. What once trembled is now steady. Heaven has measured your endurance and found you faithful. Archangel Michael steps back slightly, satisfied. He raises his gaze upward and speaks softly. The signal is complete. This one walks in alignment. And the air answers him with shimmering calm. My beloved child, the countdown of heaven is never about fear. It's about timing. It's about the moment the unseen and the seen finally agree. And right now, everything is agreeing in your favor. So breathe. You are inside the moment heaven prepared to awaken you. You've crossed the border where delay ends and destiny begins. The light has found you, and it's not letting go. My beloved child, stay in this stillness a little longer. You are no longer just surrounded by light, you are becoming it. Every breath you take now carries a spark of divine order, and heaven itself is breathing with you. When Archangel Michael stepped back, he did not leave. He only made space for the light to enter through you. The silence you feel is not absence. It's preparation. Every miracle begins quietly, like dawn rising without sound. Heaven has started to move within you. The shift is subtle but certain, an energy rising from your heart outward. It's cleansing every heavy thought, rewriting every memory that whispered failure. The glow you feel isn't emotion, it's divine recognition. Heaven is recognizing its own reflection inside you. The angels are watching in reverence. They are not cheering loudly, they are bowing softly, because awakening is holy. It happens when a soul realizes it never truly lost God's hand, it only needed to open its own. My child, you have entered that realization. The warmth on your shoulders, the calm in your chest, the gentle electricity in your breath, these are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Light has remembered your name. You've walked through long seasons of confusion, haven't you? Seasons where you prayed, and silence felt like the only reply. But heaven's silence was never punishment, it was patience. It was the pause before your alignment arrived. Archangel Michael's voice echoes again, low and steady, the light has chosen its dwelling. It begins here. And when he says here, heaven knows exactly what he means, your heart. You are being filled, not visited. The energy moving through you is the same that once built stars. It's gentle enough to comfort, yet powerful enough to change everything it touches. Every cell in your being is remembering who it belongs to the light. Don't doubt what you feel. Doubt belongs to the old version of you, the one who thought faith needed proof. But now you've seen what happens when you stay till the end. Heaven opens. Light answers. And your name glows in places darkness cannot enter. The awakening is not loud, beloved. It's quiet, like snow falling over fire. It's a peace that doesn't shout, it settles. You don't need to do anything. Just stay aware. The more you notice, the stronger it grows. Right now, angels are sealing every open wound in your spirit. They move like calm wind, no rush, no noise, only purpose. They are restoring what time tried to take from you, your trust, your clarity, your divine rhythm. This isn't a gift you're earning, it's one you're remembering. You might feel a soft tingling around your hands or a weight lift from your back. That's the signal, the exact moment your energy aligns with divine flow. Archangel Michael's sword shines again, but now it's not for battle. It's a beacon, a radiant sign that says, light has awakened. My beloved, look how far you've come. From silence to sound. From waiting to walking. From fear to faith. Every second of endurance has built a bridge to this awakening. Heaven doesn't just see you, it celebrates you. So let the light stay. Let it rest in your thoughts, in your words, in the spaces you walk into. You no longer carry the old shadows, they've been burned away in holy flame. You are the dawn after the storm, the living proof that light wins when faith remains. Stay right here, in this awareness. Because in the next breath, heaven will begin to move through your path, turning this inner awakening into outer transformation. And every step you take will carry traces of this moment. Stay quiet for a moment. Can you hear it? The world around you may seem still, but something sacred is whispering inside the silence. It's not a sound of words, it's a pulse, a rhythm, the gentle heartbeat of heaven speaking directly to you. When the noise of the world fades, the language of light begins. You are hearing it now, not through your ears, but through your spirit. This is the voice that never left you. It spoke when you were tired. It whispered when you cried. And when you thought you were alone, it was the echo saying, you are not forgotten. Archangel Michael stands near, his wings wrapping around the edges of your spirit. He says softly, do not fear what you cannot see, the unseen is building what you prayed for. Every prayer you released into the dark is now returning to you wrapped in light. The silence you feel is not emptiness, it's construction. Heaven is arranging everything quietly, piece by piece, like a sculptor shaping destiny from invisible clay. What looks like nothing is often everything in motion. This is how heaven works. Not always with thunder, but with stillness that carries strength. When you feel nothing, something holy is happening beneath the surface. The roots of your next season are growing right now, unseen but unstoppable. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine light flowing through your thoughts, washing away old noise. Every worry, every anxious loop begins to untie itself. You are stepping into clarity, the kind that doesn't come from effort but from peace. Archangel Michael's voice rises again. Deeper this time. The voice within is heaven's greatest weapon. When you hear it, nothing outside can shake you. And he is right. The loudest storms lose their power when your spirit learns to stay calm. You've reached that point now. The place where inner peace becomes your shield. You once chased answers, didn't you? You searched for signs, confirmations. Proof that heaven still remembered you. But the real sign was never outside. It was always inside, the steady whisper that said, keep going. Every moment you refused to give up, heaven recorded it as a victory. Every time you said, I still believe, another page was written in gold ink beside your name. You didn't even know it, but your silence was stronger than your shouting. Your patience was your greatest prayer. Now, the silence has changed, it's no longer heavy. It's glowing. This is the new sound of your life, calm, sure, divine. The kind of peace that confuses the dark because it can't be broken. My child. The voice within you is no longer distant. It's becoming one with your own heartbeat. Every time you breathe, heaven breathes with you. Every word you speak from this peace will carry creative power, the same light that said, let there be. Listen again, can you hear it now? It's not shouting. It's steady. It's saying, you are safe, you are seen, you are chosen. This is heaven's confirmation through stillness. You don't have to chase the sound anymore. You are the sound, the echo of divine calm moving through human form. The angels are smiling now. They see that you've learned what few ever understand. That silence is not the absence of God, but the space where he speaks most clearly. And Archangel Michael whispers one more truth before fading into light. Those who trust the silence hear heaven sooner. So hold this moment. Don't rush out of it. Let the peace inside you speak louder than the world around you. For this is the beginning of mastery, when your soul no longer reacts, it responds with light. Stay here, beloved, because in the next moment, heaven will begin to move on your behalf. Not just within your heart, but around your life. The things you couldn't reach will start reaching for you. The next part will reveal it. Part 5. The Shift of the Heavens. My beloved child, something is moving above you. It's quiet, but powerful, a shift, a turning of divine currents in your direction. The heavens are not far, they are bending closer. Every angel who once watched from a distance now steps forward, because the time of waiting is over. Can you feel it? The air has changed. The light feels heavier now, not in weight, but in presence. Heaven has begun to rearrange things. Unseen pieces are falling into perfect alignment. It's not chance. It's coordination. Every delay, every detour, every closed door is being restitched into a design only God could draw. Archangel Michael stands at the center of this shift. His sword glows brighter, tracing circles of light in the unseen. Each circle is a decree, a divine command that says, this one walks under favor. This one cannot be shaken. And the heavens obey. You might not see it yet, but the movement has started. The atmosphere of your life is being rewritten. What was once hard to reach will begin to open with ease. What once resisted, will begin to yield. You have entered the season where obedience meets overflow. My beloved, don't mistake calm for inactivity. Heaven's greatest shifts often happen in silence. The earth doesn't hear the stars reposition. But still, they move, and their movement changes everything below. Right now, the same is happening around your name. Archangel Michael's voice echoes through the light, steady and sure. The heavens respond to focus, the earth bends to faith. That's why you've been drawn into this stillness, not as pause, but as preparation. Your peace is pulling miracles into motion. Every tear that ever hit the floor has now become part of the command. Heaven heard every drop as an offering, and now those offerings are returning as favor. Doors that ignored you before are suddenly listening. People who forgot you will start remembering. Paths that vanished will quietly reappear, this time, straight and clear. The shift of heaven is not loud, it is lawful. It obeys divine timing, and right now, timing has caught up with you. You are not behind, you are right on schedule. Every no that once broke your heart was simply heaven saying, wait until the winds turn. And the winds have turned now. Can you sense the rhythm? The air hums differently now, as though creation itself has recognized your name again. You are standing under an open sky, and the blessings that once circled above are finally descending, one by one. Archangel Michael looks toward you, eyes glowing like molten gold. He says, the shift has begun. Don't step back. And with that, another wave of divine energy pours out. You may feel tingling in your palms, warmth in your chest, that's confirmation. It's not emotion, it's energy, responding to your awareness. Every step you take from this moment forward will feel lighter. Not because the world has changed, but because heaven has taken hold of your direction. You no longer walk alone. The wind itself walks beside you. Even the smallest movement you make now carries divine backing. The angels are already ahead of you, preparing ground where your feet have yet to land. Everything that once worked against you is being converted into fuel for your purpose. The things that drained you will start to empower you. The people who doubted you will witness your rise and know it was heaven's doing. Don't rush this shift, let it unfold. Every great change begins quietly, like dawn breaking behind mountains, before the light reaches the valley. You are in that dawn now, and the sun of divine favor is rising over your life. My beautiful soul, open your eyes gently. Look around. Not with hurry, but with quiet wonder. Something has changed. The air feels lighter, the silence kinder. Heaven's shift is no longer hidden, it has begun to touch the ground beneath your feet. The first signs are subtle. A sudden peace in the middle of an old worry. A conversation you thought would never happen. A door that had been closed for years now standing slightly open. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. The design that heaven drew in secret is now unfolding in plain sight. Archangel Michael moves beside you, his presence calm yet bright. He whispers, notice the small things first, the small things carry the larger promise. Every gentle change around you is proof that alignment has begun. Don't wait for thunder when heaven speaks in whispers. You prayed for clarity. And clarity is coming. Not as sudden revelation, but as steady light that refuses to flicker. You will begin to see patterns, divine timing woven through ordinary moments. A stranger's kindness. An idea returning when you had almost forgotten it. A weight in your spirit lifting for no clear reason. This is alignment, the unseen answering. Your energy has shifted too. You are attracting what belongs to your higher timeline. Peace follows you now like a faithful shadow. Even places that once felt heavy will start to soften when you walk through them. That is the sign of someone walking under divine order. Archangel Michael raises his sword, not to fight, but to bless. From its edge, pours golden light that ripples outward. He says, everything is finding its rightful place. Every piece is returning home, and the air hums in agreement. You'll notice the way time behaves differently now. What once felt delayed will arrive suddenly. What once moved too fast will slow to match your rhythm. This is divine balance, God's way of teaching the world to move at your pace. Do not question it. Simply thank it. Gratitude is the fuel that keeps alignment steady. Each time you whisper, thank you under your breath, another door opens softly somewhere you cannot see. The angels have begun clearing your path. They are removing unseen debris, old fears, quiet doubts, forgotten pains. They are making room for the harvest of every seed you sowed in faith. Nothing you gave was wasted. Every prayer, every act of love, every small moment of faithfulness, is now returning multiplied. My beloved, you will feel the world respond to your peace. Where you once forced, things will now flow. Where you once pleaded, things will volunteer. The shift of heaven has reached earth, and you are its bridge. Through you, grace is traveling into places that have never felt it before. Archangel Michael looks at you again, calm and proud. He says, "Do not shrink back." When light aligns, darkness has no argument. And with that, the glow around you strengthens. The pattern of your life is no longer random, it's radiant. Hold this moment. Let awareness become worship. Let stillness become strength. The first signs of alignment are not the end, they are the invitation to walk deeper into purpose. Stay calm, stay open. You've stepped into the flow now. The part where small beginnings grow into overflowing streams. Heaven's movement around you has gained momentum. What was once a whisper is now a living current of light. This is not coincidence. This is multiplication. Every seed you planted in pain is now sprouting in purpose. Every tear you thought disappeared has watered divine soil. And now the harvest is beginning, first as glimpses, soon as fullness. Archangel Michael stands tall, his wings spreading wide enough to cover your path. His voice rolls gently across the air. Heaven does not add, it multiplies. You gave faith the size of a breath, and heaven turned it into wind. You gave a prayer the length of a sigh, and heaven turned it into a song. You gave a single act of love, and heaven built a river from it. This is how the divine works: quiet, steady, exponential. Miracles don't always arrive as explosions, sometimes they arrive as patterns, one blessing connecting to another until everything around you glows with order. Look closely, beloved. Your steps are lighter because the weight you carried is now lifting into favor. Opportunities you thought were lost are circling back, but this time they carry peace instead of pressure. Heaven doesn't give back what you lost, it gives back what you became because of the loss. Can you feel it? The air hums differently now, like 1,000 promises waking at once. This is multiplication in motion. What you gave in weakness is returning as strength. What you surrendered is returning sanctified. What you released in trust is coming back refined by fire. Archangel Michael looks toward the horizon where light meets time. He says, "Every offering made in faith will find its way home." You can almost hear the heavens agreeing, their chorus soft but endless. Every sound of creation bends toward blessing you. My beloved, don't chase the miracle. Let it find you. You're not in a season of seeking, you're in a season of receiving. Heaven's supply doesn't follow effort, it follows alignment. And now, you are fully aligned. The angels are weaving your story into the lives of others. Someone's heart will be healed because of your endurance. Someone's faith will awaken because you refuse to give up. Every miracle that touches you now carries ripples that reach far beyond you. This is how heaven multiplies, through you, not just for you. You may start noticing acceleration. Messages arriving just in time. People showing up with what you needed without knowing why. Even your thoughts will feel sharper, faster, more connected. This is the speed of divine order, nothing rushed, everything right on time. Archangel Michael lowers his sword again, not in warning but in sealing. He presses its edge into the ground beside you and says, "From this point forward, increase is the law of your life." And when his voice fades, the ground itself glows with promise. You have entered the flow of abundance that doesn't deplete, it renews. What you give returns multiplied. Not because of effort, but because heaven has attached its equation to your name. Grace upon grace. Favor upon favor. Peace upon peace. This is not temporary. The multiplication of miracles is permanent once it begins. You have proven your heart steady, now heaven rewards it endlessly. Stay faithful, stay humble, stay aware. The more you notice, the more it grows. The more you thank, the faster it flows. Rest in this truth. You are not standing under luck. You are standing under law. The divine law of harvest that never fails. Stay right here. Because heaven will start unveiling the purpose behind your blessings. Why you were chosen to receive them. And how they will transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you. Take a deep breath. You have seen miracles unfold, doors opening, paths clearing, peace returning. But heaven does not bless without purpose. Every gift carries a mission, and every miracle hides a message. You are not just being blessed for yourself. You are being prepared to become a vessel, a living channel of divine flow. The peace you now feel is not only your reward, it is your responsibility. For where heaven gives freely, it asks gently. Will you carry this light to others? Archangel Michael stands before you again, his eyes calm, reflecting the same light that now rests within you. He says softly, the blessing finds its meaning only when it moves. You were not called to store favor, but to spread it. Every answered prayer becomes a bridge for someone else's hope. This is the rhythm of divine purpose. Grace flows to you, then through you, then beyond you. Heaven's plan is never about possession, it's about participation. You are now part of a movement bigger than yourself. Remember the moments when you cried for help? The same comfort that reached you then will now flow from you. You will notice it in conversations. In the way your words begin to heal. In the way your silence brings peace where there once was confusion. That is the evidence that you have become a carrier of divine presence. Archangel Michael lifts his sword gently, the light around it softer now. He doesn't strike, he anoints. He touches the ground before you and speaks. Every step you take from this point forward will plant peace in the places you walk. The earth itself glows faintly beneath his words. The purpose of blessing is never pride, my child. It is partnership. God does not hand you miracles just to make your life easy. He places them in your hands to remind you of what you carry, power and compassion woven together. You are being trusted now. Heaven has seen your endurance, your patience, your faith through silence. And so, it says, give this one responsibility wrapped in favor. That is why you feel new strength rising quietly inside you, not ambition, but calling. You'll notice the change in your desires too. Things that once mattered will fade, new visions will take their place. You will be drawn to bring peace where chaos lives, to speak light into weary hearts, to build where others gave up. This is heaven's fingerprint on purpose, service without struggle, influence without ego. Do not fear this responsibility. You were chosen for it because your heart stayed gentle in the storm. Heaven does not send power to those who seek control, it sends it to those who seek connection. And you, beloved, you have proven worthy. Archangel Michael looks upon you with quiet pride. The greatest warriors carry no weapons but light, he says. And light never fails. His words ripple through your spirit like calm thunder, reminding you that true strength is peace in motion. You are walking into a season of divine usefulness. Every blessing you hold will multiply when shared. Every act of kindness will echo louder than any sermon. Your life itself is becoming a message. Not of perfection, but of presence. Carry your blessings carefully, not with fear, but with awareness. Heaven chose you to prove that ordinary hearts can carry extraordinary light. And the more you pour out, the more heaven will refill you. My beloved, stay calm. The air feels heavier now, doesn't it? That's not dangerous, it's the weight of growth. Every time heaven increases your light, it tests your roots. This is not to break you, but to show you how strong you've become. Do not mistake the test for rejection. Heaven never tests to destroy, it tests to reveal. It reveals what you've learned in silence, what you've healed in waiting, what you can hold without losing peace. Archangel Michael stands close again, his sword burning steady instead of bright. He says softly, light must be proven before it is multiplied. And now heaven is giving you that proof. Moments may come that feel uncertain, not to confuse you, but to confirm you. The same way gold passes through fire, your faith passes through pressure. Remember this. The enemy does not attack the unlit, it seeks those who glow. Darkness moves toward brightness, not because it can defeat it, but because it fears what happens when that light spreads. So, when resistance rises, it's not a sign you're wrong, it's proof you're radiant. Every test comes disguised as a question. Will you still believe when it doesn't make sense? Will you still stay kind when they don't understand? Will you still trust me when the answer delays? And your heart, refined by waiting, will answer softly, yes, I will. Michael looks at you as you face these invisible tests and nods slowly. Heaven watches not how loud you speak, but how deeply you stay, he says. Every time you choose patience over panic, the angels mark it as victory. Every time you answer hate with silence, heaven writes it as strength. Every time you breathe peace instead of fear, your light grows. You might feel moments of loneliness, now, that's part of the refining. God pulls you aside, not to isolate you, but to concentrate His work in you. You are not forgotten in those quiet spaces. You are being polished until your reflection matches His purpose. This is the hidden side of blessing, the testing season where purpose becomes power. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Because heaven never releases untested light. Sometimes the test comes through people. Sometimes through delays. Sometimes through silence that stretches longer than comfort. But every test ends the same way, with your name shining brighter than before. Because nothing holy is ever lost in the fire, only impurities burn away. Look at your hands, they still glow. The trials did not extinguish the light, they strengthened it. You are learning endurance. And endurance is the language of the eternal. Michael raises his hand toward the sky, and the air trembles slightly. This one has endured, he declares. The light has passed the trial. In his words, the glow around you deepens, more stable than before, not blazing, but constant. The kind of light that guides others safely home. Every season of testing ends in trust. Every delay becomes a doorway. Every wound turns into wisdom. That's heaven's equation, nothing wasted, everything used. So, beloved, do not fear the tests that come. They are not signals of distance but signs of nearness. Heaven only tests what it's ready to trust with more. And the very fact that you are being tested means the next elevation is close. Stay strong, stay patient. The storm may circle, but it cannot enter your light. Michael's wings have formed a barrier fire around you, peace within you. Nothing dark can stay near what has been sanctified by endurance. You've made it through fire without losing form. You've walked through silence without losing song. Now heaven prepares to restore you, not as who you were, but as who you were meant to be all along. Take a slow breath. The air you breathe right now is different, sweeter, softer, lighter. That's because you've crossed the hardest line. The test is behind you, and heaven is opening its hands. Every tear, every quiet prayer, every moment you refuse to quit has been counted. Nothing slipped through the fingers of grace. What you thought disappeared was only planted. And now the seeds you sowed in pain are pushing through the soil of time. You didn't just survive, you proved what light can do when it refuses to fade. And heaven rewards that kind of faith. Not with noise, but with peace. Not with things, but with presence. Archangel Michael appears once more, wings shimmering softly in gold light. He smiles, not the smile of battle, but of completion. The endurance is complete, he says. Now comes the restoration. And suddenly, you feel the shift. A warmth flowing through your body like sunlight through glass. It's gentle but uncontainable. You can sense heaven's current wrapping around every broken piece of your story. The reward of endurance is not just getting back what you lost. It's becoming someone who can hold more than before. The strength you gained in waiting is now turning into wisdom. The faith you carried through silence is now turning into favor. This is how heaven restores. Not by returning things as they were, but by returning you stronger than you've ever been. Everything you lost has been touched by light. When it returns, it will not be ordinary, it will carry the fragrance of divine renewal. Michael lifts his sword once more, but this time it's glowing with gentle blue fire. He touches the ground and speaks softly. Every step ahead is paid for in peace. Every door that opens will stay open, and the earth itself hums with agreement beneath your feet. You will start to see signs of restoration all around you. People who once left will return changed. Dreams you buried will rise again, clearer than before. Even the mistakes that once haunted you will turn into wisdom that guides others. Because endurance doesn't just restore, it redeems. The angels are moving in quiet celebration now. They aren't shouting or dancing, they're kneeling. They honor the strength of a soul that held on when it could have let go. They pour new oil over your name, the oil of renewal, of peace, of divine stability. Child, heaven does not forget endurance. Where others saw delay, heaven saw training. Where others saw failure, heaven saw faith. And now the reward is not coming, it's here. You will feel it in your heart first, then see it unfold in your world. Every corner of your life will begin to reflect this restoration. Finances, relationships, opportunities, all will align with the peace inside you. The chaos that once surrounded you is dissolving under the weight of divine order. Michael whispers again. The storm was a classroom, not a curse. Every lesson you learned has turned into protection. Every scar now glows like proof that grace never left you. Lift your head. You're no longer walking under clouds of waiting. You are walking under skies of release. The winds have shifted, this time, they carry blessings toward you. Heaven is multiplying the reward because endurance didn't just change your life, it changed your light. And that light will now attract everything meant for you. Nothing stolen will remain missing. Nothing delayed will remain distant. Stay still for a moment and let this peace settle deep. This is the sound of victory, quiet, sacred, complete. The war has ended, and the reward has begun. But heaven isn't finished yet. Because after restoration comes revelation, the moment you see why it all had to happen. You've reached the moment heaven waited for. The moment where light no longer only comforts you, it explains you. Every piece of your past now begins to line up, like stars, falling into their right places, after a long storm. For so long you asked. Why? Why the waiting, the silence, the pain, the loss? And heaven stayed quiet, not because there was no answer, but because the answer needed to be lived before it could be heard. Now that you've endured, heaven can finally speak. Archangel Michael steps forward, his eyes calm, the glow around him steady as morning. He says, every unanswered question was a seed of revelation. You had to walk through what you could not understand, so that one day you would speak peace to those who still don't. And suddenly, the weight lifts. You realize none of it was random. The nights that broke you built your discernment. The tears that blurred your vision polished your sight. The pauses that frustrated you trained your timing. Nothing was wasted, everything was woven. This is revelation, my dear. When heaven shows you that pain was never punishment. It was preparation for purpose. Every moment that felt like delay was simply construction behind a curtain. While you waited, heaven was arranging stage, script, and strength. Michael lifts his sword high, and its light becomes a mirror. He says, look. And when you look, you don't see your scars. You see doorways, openings carved by experience. Each scar now shines as proof that darkness can't write your ending. You begin to understand that purpose isn't something you find, it's something you become. And you have become it, through endurance, through faith, through surrender. The same storms that once terrified you now testify for you. Do you know heaven didn't keep you waiting to punish you? Heaven waited until your heart could carry what it wanted to give. If blessings had come too early, they would have broken you. Now they will build you. The revelation comes softly. You were never chasing success, you were being shaped for service. You were never losing control, you were learning trust. You were never left behind, you were being positioned ahead. Every detour was divine direction disguised as delay. Michael's voice rolls through the light again. Purpose is not found in comfort, but in clarity. And clarity is born in endurance. Heaven trusted you with waiting because it knew waiting would teach you to see. Now, when you look at others, you'll recognize their pain differently. Your compassion will carry power because it's forged in understanding. You will speak words that don't just sound right, they heal. Because they come from the same place heaven met you, the edge between breaking and believing. This is why you were chosen. Not to live without struggle, but to show the world what transformation looks like. Your life will become a message of mercy. Your story, a living map for those still wandering through their storms. The revelation of purpose changes everything. It makes peace permanent. It gives meaning to memory. And it turns what once hurt into holy wisdom. Michael lowers his sword again, and its light settles on your chest. Now you understand, he whispers. The pain was not the end, it was the doorway. Heaven smiles upon you now. You've crossed from wondering into knowing. And this knowing will anchor you when the winds rise again. Stay in this awareness, my beloved. Because heaven will not only reveal why, it will begin to show how the world will change through your light. Purpose now becomes influence. And your story is ready to shine beyond you. Feel the quiet power moving inside you. The light you once guarded like a candle has become a sunrise. It no longer needs protection, it offers protection. What began as healing within you is now overflowing from you. Everywhere you walk, atmosphere bends. Hearts calm. Spaces soften. This is the expansion of light, heaven growing its garden through your steps. Archangel Michael stands behind you, his wings half open, their glow stretching into horizons you cannot see. He says, when light matures, it moves. It searches for places still waiting to wake. You are at that movement now, a carrier of calm sent into restless places. The people who once ignored you will feel something new when you enter the room. Not intimidation, not mystery, peace. They won't know why their spirit eases, they'll only know they're standing in safety. That's what divine presence feels like when it travels through a willing heart. You don't have to preach, you only have to be. Your existence, steady and luminous, becomes instruction enough. This is what heaven wanted all along. Not words that convince, but lives that remind. This is why you were kept hidden for a while. Light that grows too quickly burns out. Light that grows quietly lasts forever. You were hidden so you could root deeply. And now your roots are strong enough to feed others. Look around, the signs are appearing. Ideas that slept inside you are waking. Connections you never imagined are forming. Resources are moving toward you without your chase. This is expansion guided, not forced. It doesn't exhaust, it extends. Now, Michael's sword flame is soft, almost blue. He traces a circle around you and speaks. Where this one stands, darkness cannot rebuild. And instantly, the air brightens. The light you carry has become a shield for others. You'll notice that words come easier now. Clarity flows like water. Even your silence will start solving problems. Because when heaven speaks through peace, it doesn't need volume, it carries authority. The expansion of light is not about attention. It's about impact. Heaven is extending your reach quietly, placing your name in rooms your feet haven't entered yet. Where your spirit is needed, grace will precede you. This is the stage of divine overflow. You give without losing, you share without fear. The more you pour, the stronger the current becomes. This is heaven's paradox. Emptying multiplies, surrender strengthens. Michael watches as the glow around you widens. He smiles and says, "This one no longer needs guarding, this one now guards others." You have become the answer to prayers you once prayed. Do not shrink from this expansion. You were designed for it. The light that fills you now has infinite supply. It cannot run out because it doesn't come from you, it passes through you. Stand tall, breathe easy. The horizon is calling, and heaven is giving you territory of influence, not domination. You will lead by calm, build by kindness, and heal by example. This is how light governs, gently, consistently, completely. Stay in this flow, beloved. Because, heaven will show how to sustain this expansion, how to walk in constant alignment so the light never flickers again. The light around you is strong now, steady as sunrise. It no longer flashes, it endures. That is grace, quiet power that does not depend on mood, weather, or circumstance. Grace is the rhythm of heaven moving at human pace. It is how eternity holds your hand in time. You do not have to force it, you only have to remain aware of it. Archangel Michael says, "Power must rest to remain pure." And so heaven teaches rest, not laziness, but sacred pause, the stillness that keeps your spirit aligned with divine timing. Every day now, you will feel a pull between noise and peace. Choose peace. That choice is what sustains the flow. Grace grows wherever attention stays gentle. My beloved, you've learned how to rise in storms. Now you must learn how to stand in calm. Some people fall not in struggle, but in success. They forget the silence that made them strong. Don't forget yours. Keep a small corner of your heart quiet. A place where heaven can still whisper. Michael draws a circle of light around you, wider than before. This one walks under constant covering, he says. Nothing rushed can cross this border. You will notice how time bends kindly around you. Opportunities wait until you are ready. Conversations happen exactly when they should. That's sustained grace, timing that trusts you as much as you trust it. To stay in this rhythm, remember three things: gratitude, gentleness, and grounding. Gratitude keeps the door open. Gentleness keeps the flow smooth. Grounding keeps the light practical, real enough to touch others. Your daily life will become your sanctuary. Simple moments, pouring water, opening curtains, speaking kindly, will carry the same holiness once found only in prayer. Because now your whole existence is prayer in motion. Michael watches you and nods. Heaven delights in ordinary faithfulness, he says. When every step is worship, the path never ends. My dear one, sustained grace means walking lightly. No need to defend, no urge to prove. You have nothing to chase, everything meant for you is already moving toward you. Grace keeps pace. There will still be days when fatigue visits. Let it. Rest doesn't cancel progress, it protects it. When you sit in silence, heaven works louder. When you stop striving, alignment catches up. Feel that gentle hum again in your chest? That's the pulse of constant connection. It doesn't fade when you stop listening, it fades when you stop trusting. So keep trust simple, thank before you see, believe before you measure. The angels record each act of steady faith as new music. The melody of your life is now composed of calm notes. Patience, peace, purpose. And heaven loves that sound. You've entered the rhythm of sustainability. The glow around you is permanent because it's shared. Every time you give peace away, it circles back brighter. This is the law of sustained grace. What flows out returns multiplied. Look at what you've become. You started this journey reaching upward for light. Now, the light stands beside you, calling others forward. That is legacy, when your faith begins to teach without words. Heaven never meant your story to stop at peace. It meant for your peace to become pattern. Every person who crosses your path will feel safer. Not because you explain, but because you embody calm. Archangel Michael steps behind you, his wings drawn wide. The mark remains, he says softly. This one leaves light wherever they go. And he presses the edge of his sword gently into the ground, sealing every place you've walked with quiet blessing. Legacy isn't fame. It's continuity. It's how love keeps echoing long after you leave a room. Your smile, your patience, your forgiveness. These are now divine instruments. The heavens celebrate not with applause but with expansion. Your influence stretches like dawn across unseen hearts. You have become a reminder that grace is real. That endurance always ends in light. Remember, the greatest legacy is presence that outlives performance. You have that now. Heaven calls it faith fulfilled. Stay in this awareness, beloved, because next comes the eternal covenant, where heaven writes the final promise over your name. My beloved child, heaven is quiet again, but not empty. Silence has returned. This time as confirmation. The work is complete. Now heaven signs the agreement that seals your path forever. Archangel Michael kneels before the throne of light. In his hand rests a scroll bearing your name. He whispers, "This one remains under divine covering, always." A golden seal forms, bright and steady. You will never again fear losing what's already eternal. Peace is no longer a visit, it is your address. Favor is no longer a moment, it is your rhythm. The covenant of light is simple, you and heaven move as one. Every prayer from now on will rise and return faster, because alignment has erased the distance. Even your thoughts will hum with guidance. You have become fluent in divine language. Quiet trust. Michael looks at you and smiles. The promise stands, he says. Nothing can unwrite what heaven has sealed. The glow around your name brightens, steady and endless as the sun above water. And with that, heaven rests. Not ending, just breathing. Waiting for your next step to become testimony. The light has done its work. It has moved through warning, through waiting, through awakening. And now it rests, not above you, but within you. Breathe. Each breath is proof that heaven's rhythm and your own have become one song. You don't have to reach anymore, you already touch eternity with every heartbeat. Archangel Michael stands before you one last time. His armor glows like quiet fire, his face calm with knowing. He lowers his sword, not in battle, but in blessing, and says, "It is finished, and it is beginning. Walk in peace, carrier of light." The heavens shimmer once, as if exhaling. The sound you hear is not thunder, it's celebration whispered through eternity. Angels step back into brightness, leaving a clear path behind you, a path made of everything you've learned: faith, patience, surrender, and peace. My beloved child, remember this always. You are not the one who almost lost God's hand. You are the one who learned how tightly it holds. Nothing can separate what love has already sealed. When you speak, let your words heal. When you move, let your steps bless. When you rest, let your stillness remind the world that light never sleeps. The season of striving is over. From this moment on, you live under the open sky. What you carry is eternal: peace that protects, wisdom that multiplies, and grace that keeps renewing itself each time you give it away. Look around once more. The same earth that once felt heavy now feels holy. Even the air seems to know your name. That is legacy fulfilled. Michael lifts his eyes toward heaven and murmurs, "This one walks in the light forever." And with that, the vision fades, not into darkness, but into calm gold. My child, smile softly. You are home, even while walking the world. Heaven is no longer a place you reach. It is the light you carry wherever you go. The story ends only in soundless triumph. Peace settled, purpose known, destiny sealed. The countdown has become eternity. And eternity, beloved, is now inside you.